In this practice free response question, I want you just to get back into the mode of coding in Java and answering questions that will be similar. This one's much easier, but similar to the types of tasks I'm guessing you'll be asked by the AP. I'm hoping to learn more and read more as I follow the teacher forums and find out what specifically you're going to be asked. But let's do a walkthrough on the Replit problem that I've provided you to start as a warm-up. The first step I always encourage you to do when doing a free response question is to read through the question in great deal and understand what it's asking you to do. We have an unbelievable advantage by being able to use a compiler for our free response questions. This is unprecedented, and I guarantee it will never happen again. So you're a lucky group. So in the Replit I have here, I have this running, and I'm going to just see what happens when I run it. I'm going to use a practice phone number. That's the phone number to the high school. And I put it in and I see it gives me an error. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to work on this even end of number method. And I'm just going to test to see what happens when I use that. And when I put that in, I get nothing. So what I'm missing, obviously, is the method to do that. And that's going to be this partially written method for me. It just doesn't have the functionality that returns the last 4 digits. Well, there's a couple ways to do that. But first, I'm just going to experiment and kind of just see how this works. Let's just run it like that and see what happens. I enter the number. It returns the whole number. I just want the last 4 digits. So I want to start by creating a string result, which is a common string call in a method. And then I'm going to just make the result be testing for now. And then I'll try to return that result and see what happens. When I run that, I get testing down there, which just happens to be what I've kind of hard-coded it to do. Now I'm going to try to figure out how to get just the last 4 digits in there. And to get the last 4 digits in there, I'm going to use a string method. And the string method I'm going to use is this substring method that allows me to get just a specific part of a string. And I can get from and to, beginning with the index of 0. So I'm going to count up the letters in that phone number. And I'm going to go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, and there's 14 of them in there. And I'm going to go, give me the substring from 10 to 14, and we're going to see if that gives me the proper result. So I'm going to get the substring of that section. So let's see what happens. Enter that phone number, and boom, I get the exact right thing. Now, for some of you advanced, and you could be done there, but for some of you advanced students, you might want to make this code even more robust, even shorter and more elegant. Let me show you a shorter, more elegant solution. I can put in substring right on the return. So it's going to return the substring. And what's even cooler is I can make sure it returns the last 4 characters no matter what they do, even if they put in that classic 9-digit number. So I could put in substring, and I could say I want it to be n.length, which is one of our methods, the int length. And I could say return the length minus 4 to the n.length. And let's see, I might have gotten a little carried away with my parentheses there. All right, nope, I didn't. Let's see if that works. Oh, I did. So n.substring, n.length. All right. Uh-oh. I got carried away somewhere. N substring. Oh, my bad. Got carried away here. There we go. Fixing it live. And when we run that, put in that phone number, boom, I get the right thing. What's even cooler is this is an overloaded method where you can just do the from. So I could write this code without the end.length. I could just stop right here, run it, and notice I get the right result. So many ways to solve this using code. This way is the most elegant way, and I encourage you to use any method you use to solve it was great. It's a great first start. Next thing I need to do is to write the last 4 digits, or the end of numbers method. Now to do that, I'm going to go over here in Replit, and I'm going to start typing public static, one static, always static, string, and then that one is called, let's see here, that's called no area taking in a number. So I'm going to call that no area code taking in a string of n, and I'm now going to just return nothing just to see how that works. And I run it, and oops, I've typed something wrong, like misspelling return. Run it, boom, enter the phone number, and it's returned still error. That's interesting. Oh, I have to comment this out. Okay, so now let's run it. And phone number, boom. Okay, now this actually is really easy if you understood the substring from the last section. I can just use that n.length, or I'm sorry, n.substring again. And when I'm using that substring, what I can do is I can just return the last digits. How many do I need to return? Well, the 7 digits, no, 8, because I also need the dash. So I just need to return the last 8 digits. So I'm going to ask for the length, -8, and just return those last 8 digits, and that should give me the right number to return. Let's test it out. There's the number. Boom, it worked. Now for the true test, I run the test and see if it works. Get ready to hit that submit. I run it and boom, I did it right. So cool work. What I'm asking you to do then is share with me on the Google form whether you were able to do this challenge or not. And I really need some feedback. I miss seeing you in class and kind of being able to walk around the room and sense whether this is too hard, too easy, where people are at. So please submit that form. Give me some feedback so I know how things are going and whether you were able to handle this first challenge. Thanks everyone, and I look forward to seeing you, whether it be online or in a Hangout, as soon as possible. Thanks everyone.